Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time finding the channel, thank you. Welcome. I'm happy you found me. And if you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today, I just want to briefly talk, but I can't talk for long because of my voice. Now, I talked about joy the last time I had a podcast. I believe it was about joy, but today I want to go a little deeper into mapping joy. And basically, I know you're probably saying, what is mapping joy? I'll get to that in 1 minute, but we're going to be diving into an exciting transformation activity, and that's called, again, mapping joy. Today, we focus so much on productivity, business, and so on. It's crucial that we actually find some times for ourselves, where we can just take a moment or carve out a few minutes of a little joy in our lives. But we need to know sometimes where that joy is. And sometimes we need to know, where do we receive the most joy? Now, most people might know this by heart or what have you, but sometimes if you're the type of person who might be also journaling, this might be a great way for you to just take a step back and take a look at some of the things that you've done and you had immense joy from doing. So what is joy mapping? Joy mapping is a visual representation of experiences, activities, and relationships that actually bring us happiness, right? You could take, let's say for me, I would take a journal, because I use a journal, and I basically would write down everything that I do, and I can extrapolate anything out of that journal that I deemed as joyful. So I will put it on my map. Where was I? What did I do? So on and so forth. You get the idea, right? So the goal is to explore the document once it's done and find out what brings you joy and create a roadmap to guide your daily life to make it more joyful. And that is the whole key right there. So how do we do it? I just pretty much gave you a little glimpse of what we can do to find joy. And one of the reasons why I talk about this is because I've done it, and I found in my case, it was pretty startling, and it wasn't much to do because my map was solely condensed in one area, and that's home. Because I don't really go many places except for when I go out for sales calls and stuff like that. So you, on the other hand, you probably go to several different places, out with friends, family, outings, and so on and so forth, right? So you have an opportunity to actually put so much more on your map. You'll find a quiet space where you can do this at home. It's going to take a few minutes. It's going to take some time. For me, it only took me a few minutes. But to try to figure out where that joy is in your life, that may take a little bit of time for you to reflect. Take a moment and think about moments in your life where you had sparked of joy, or you had immense joy, or you found glimmers of hope of joy. I don't know. Whatever is in your life, what brings you joy. So you're going to also put down the people that bring you joy, activities that bring you joy, and places that bring you joy, and also experiences that bring you joy. Now, what memories are filled with happiness, warmth, or what have you? And while you're doing this exercise, of course, you want to take your time. You want to visualize this, and you want to write down your reflections. You want to connect them, use colors if you want, draw. You're going to write and draw a map on a blank piece of paper, and have some fun with it. Make it colorful. Put symbols that represent different aspects of your joy or what have you. Explore your themes and look for patterns in your maps. You want to look for something that maybe have some common themes or specific times when you seem to flourish with joy or an activity that gave you joy, so on and so forth. So I think when I've done this, I had just 5 colors, and I looked and draw in my map, and I used a round circle and then like sort of a globe for me. You can do anything, and you can even do it by states, or you can do whatever shape you want your map to be in. You want to make sure you have like an action plan when you do this. Identify ways to incorporate more of these joyful elements in your daily life. This could mean scheduling time with loved ones, revisiting a favorite hobby, or simply being mindful of small moments of joy throughout your day. And that's how we collect those moments, and that's how we basically start to add those moments up. Now, one thing I want to note, when you're doing this, I want you to not only think about the joy that you had in certain experiences, I want you to emotionally go there. As you think about it, as you reflect, I want you to take your joy and experience wherever you was. I want you to bring emotion to that joy and really hone in on your feelings and how you felt. I want you to go a little deeper and gauge this. So after you emotionally attach your emotions to it, I want you to gauge it. I want you to go deeper. I want you to take a gauge from, like, let's say 1 to 10. And I want you to say, with 10 being the highest form of joy and 0 being the lowest form of joy, I want you to gauge those activities so you can see where your joy lies and where the most joy lies and the middle points and so on and so forth. So mapping joy is going to give you something that is pretty much an eye opener, because you're going to really have some fun with this. So why should we even go through all of this? It's just an exercise. It's an exercise that will allow you to see certain aspects of you, certain aspects of your happiness, certain aspects of your joy. So I want you to go ahead and try this out. And one of the benefits of mapping your joy will be also you'll have an opportunity to increase your self-awareness. Mapping helps you understand what truly matters to you, fostering a deeper self-awareness and enhancing our well-being. That's another thing you can focus on. Why? Focusing on joy can elevate your mood and reduce stress, leading to improved mental health. And if I'm being transparent, this is one of the reasons why I perform this exercise for myself. I wanted to map my own joy, where and what activities that I find so joyful, because in my time, I'm going to look at doing things that I want to do and things that bring me joy. So that's why I wanted to do this. And that's why I think when I finished mine, it was a revelation to me. And I think it would be a revelation to you, whoever engaged in trying to do this. It also provides you with motivation and a little direction. A joy map, so to speak. Who has that, right? Who has a map of joy, or a map of abundance? I mean, a joy map serves as a motivational tool. It kind of like reminds you of where or what your value is in guiding your decisions. And if you want to think about it and be more mindful, engaging in the process helps encourage you to be more mindful of yourself, helping you appreciate the present moment and find joy in everyday life. I'm not saying every moment in life, but every day at least find some precious moments of joy. And I think that's important. At least it is to me. So if you find that it might be important to you, then it will be a great exercise to do. So what might you discover when you do this? Well, in my opinion, you might discover some hidden joys. You may uncover activities and connections you've or overlooked, or certain passions or relationships that you might have overlooked or even neglected, right? So, and then when you think about the value and priorities, your roadmap or happiness map can reveal your core values, help you align your life in a way where what I would say truly brings you happiness. And then we all have moments where, of course, we have to do things that we're not happy with, we don't want to do, but it helps when you do this. It helps bring a little more balance. You might realize the need for balance, discovering areas where you need to focus more on a joy mindset. And that might be something that, because, and I'm going to say it this way, it might be an area where you can discover a little joy and have a more joyful mindset, because so many of us are doing so many things that we really don't want to do, especially when it comes to taking care of family. You know we got to work, but we might be in a position where we're working at a job that we just not are happy with, or where we're just not being fulfilled there, or we might not find our passion there. But what we can do is figure out the things that we do find passion with, do find joy with, and that might allow us to start looking in areas of employment that might be more joyful. It might gives us more purpose, and that way it gives us a little more equilibrium, or more of a balance to not only have joy in our life, but that joy seeps over in other aspects and areas of our lives that will prove to be so fruitful. And I think this is a definite good way to start that. Hey, look, my name is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I'm losing my voice right now, so I'm going to end that here, and I want you to try it out. And do me a favor, tell your family, friends, and tell your coworkers and associates about this podcast. Spread the word. Thank you so much for listening. Have a blessed day.